Jungkook, no means no. Can't you just hear me? He sat behind his black marble desk, getting irritated by his assistants constant forcing him in a thing which he never wanna do. He flipped through the design draft on his table. Assistant mentioned, "Sir, please, just one campaign with him. Kim Taeyong is Jungkook, cutting him off. I don't care who he is. I don't sell clothes with faces. I sell ideas. I sell saline, not faces. Do you get that?" Minjun gulped. He knew Jungkook's temper, but this was important. "I agree, sir, but Celine's latest drop is youth inspired. Taeyong is youth. He is edgy. He is unpredictable. He is captivating. People adore him." Jungkook looked up, eyes sharp. And what if people adore him more than the clothes? What if he become the face they remember and forgot the brand? Celine doesn't follow trend. Celine sets them. Minjun hesitated, then added to argue. "Just one campaign. If it fails, you can blame me. But if it succeeds, you will thank me. You still don't know what kind of havoc he can cause." A long pause. Jungkook leaned back in his chair, eyes narrowing thoughtfully. "Havoc? He glanced back at the campaign board, Taeyong's test shoot image, resting quietly among a sea of minimalistic sketches, his sharp eyes, defiant cheekbones, and that confident smirk. "Fine, one campaign. But if he tried to overshadow Celine, he is out." Taeyong was on his couch in an oversized Balenciaga hoodie, face covered in a green clay mask, and his dog Hyuntan curled up on his chest. A jazz violin played softly in the background. His phone buzzed. Taeyong groaning. "Unless it's Fashion Week or a date with Johnny Depp, I am not getting up." But the screen lit up. Park Sena, manager. He swiped to answer. Taeyong. "Sena Nuna, you are interrupting my sacred skincare ritual." Sena excitedly. "Interrupting it with saline, babe." Taeyong blinked, sat up straight. The clay mask cracked on his cheek. "Saline? As in saline? Saline?" Sena. Jeon Jungkook's saline." Taeyong stood up so fast Jonathan fell off his lap and barked on him as if showing his anger. Taeyong shushed him with while kissing him. Taeyong in disbelief. "No way, no freaking way. Jungkook doesn't do face. He doesn't believe in model. He is practically allergic to them." Sena laughing. "Well, apparently someone convinced him. You are shooting with him next week." Taeyong says sparkling. He hanged the phone. He finally contacted. About this time, he recognized talent when he says it. "Watch, I will wear his precious saline so well, he will want to put me on every billboard from here to Paris." He looked at himself in the mirror, mask spilling, hair white, and smirked. Taeyong to himself. "Get ready, Jeon Jungkook. I am not just wearing saline, I am becoming it. Get ready to welcome me, Jeon Jungkook." Taeyong smirked as if he is a teenager who is admiring his crush and excited to meet him the next day at school. "Even your name sounds so divine from my mouth, Jungkookie." The creative team buzzed around racks of clothes and lighting rings, models, stylists, photographers, everyone on edge, because Jeon Jungkook is in the building, and today he is meeting him. Jungkook stood by the mirror, dressed in all black saline, sharp jawline, fingers crossed over his chest. His assistant Minjun whispered beside him. Jungkook taking deep breath, waiting for Taeyong. Minjun. "He should be here." In a loud, confident laugh echoed from the entrance. Every head turned to Kim Taeyong, walked in messy, silky black hair, oversized blazer falling off one shoulder, high boots, zero hesitation in his walk. He held a coffee in one hand like he owned the place, and maybe he did. In that moment, Jungkook's eyes fell on him, and he lost it. Taeyong's eyes scanned the studio until they landed on him. They locked eyes and it felt like everything stopped. Taeyong walking up with a cocky smile. Jeon Jungkook, so you do exist in flesh? I was starting to think Celine was being run by a ghost with good taste. Jungkook didn't smile. He looked like a stone. I expect someone taller. Taeyong, trust me, I will look tall enough in your clothes. There was silence. Then Jungkook stepped closer, only a few inches away. This isn't a show for your fans, Kim Taeyong. You are here to serve the cloth, not steal the spotlight. Taeyong leaned in slightly, voice low but teasing. Sweetheart, I don't steal spotlight. I am the spotlight. The styles team whispered behind rack, unable to look away from the scene unfold like a movie. Jungkook turned away, teeth clenching. Get changed. We shoot in 10. Taeyong, don't worry, boss. I always come camera ready. As Taeyong walked toward the dressing area, Jungkook watched him go, unwillingly, mesmerizedly. There was something dangerous about that man. Minjun leaned in whispering, I told you, he would cause havoc. Jungkook under his breath, shut up. Jungkook started watching the time in his wristwatch. How much long? Minjun, it's just been 7 minutes and you're already impatient. He teases. Jungkook glares at him, shutting him. Don't talk nonsense. I don't like people being late on my set. I need perfection in everything. The lights were dimmed. The music shifted into something sultry. Slow beats, moody. The set was minimalistic. Black velvet curtains, a spotlight that one thrown like chair, trapped in pearls and leather. Jungkook stood by the monitor, arms crossed, trying to maintain control, but his jaw tightened the moment Taeyong stepped onto the set, dressing in high-waisted trouser, a sheet mesh shirt clinging to his chest, and a silver chain brushing his collarbone. Taeyong looked like a scene in silk. The photographer called out, Ready? Taeyong didn't answer. He just moved and then clicked. One hand on his shirt, click. Black arched slightly. Head tilted, click. Eyes locked directly onto the lens. No, through it. Then he turned his head slightly and looked directly at Jungkook. Jungkook's red cock. Taeyong's gaze didn't shake. He held it. Then, like a challenge, his lips parted slightly, a smirk at the corner. Click. He shifted again, this time pulling a mesh shirt off one shoulder with a lazy elegance, exposing collarbone and confidence. Click. Mention, whispering beside Jungkook. You okay? Jungkook didn't answer. His eyes were fixed on the screen, watching every move of Taeyong. Taeyong was like liquid fire, elegant, dangerous, and soaked in intention. Not one pose felt forced. He became a cloth, the mood, the brand, and still, between shots, he kept glancing at Jungkook, not shy, not flirty, just bold. Photographer. Yes, Taeyong baby, that's magic. Give me attitude, give me hunger. Taeyong leaned into the chair, legs spread slightly, hand over his mouth, eyes locked on Jungkook again. Click. Jungkook's knuckles whitened on the edge of the monitor. Minjun nervously. Sir, should I? Jungkook quietly. No. His voice was low, rough, like he hated how much he wanted to keep watching because Jungkook didn't believe in faces. He believed in Celine. But right now, Celine looked a hell of a Kim like Kim Taeyong. The camera flashes again. Taeyong was no longer posing, he was performing. He walked slowly across the set in leather boots, the sound of each step echoing off the studio wall. He dragged his fingers across his chest, lifting the hem of his shirt just enough for skin to show, eyes burning into lens. Then he did it again, this time lifting his gaze mid-pose to find Jungkook, locked, piercing, deadly. Taeyong smirked like he could see Jungkook's reaction and he liked it. Photographer. Yes, hold that. They good. Perfect. Give me more. Taeyong licked his lip slowly, deliberately, tilted his head, then bam. He pulled the chain from around his neck and swung it loosely between his fingers like a weapon. He dropped it on the chair and leaned over, one arm resting, other reaching along the side of his own thigh. And again, that look at Jungkook, like every move he made was for him, not for the camera, like this shoot was your own private game. Jungkook shifted, his jaw tightening. Taeyong whispered something to the photographer. No one is called here. The photographer nodded. Then the next shot came, and Taeyong was flat on the back, on the set floor, one leg bent, fingers dragging across his lips as he stared upside down at Jungkook behind the lens. And then, when the photographer called break, Taeyong didn't move. He stayed there, sprawled like a painting, and turning his head and raised and broke. Taeyong, is this enough for your precious friend, Mr. John? Jungkook gritted his teeth. You are doing fine. Taeyong mocking pout. Fine? Ouch. All this effort and I get just fine. If I knew you were this stinky with praise, I would have worn less. Jungkook coldly. Try it and I will cancel the campaign. Taeyong sitting up, laughing softly. Would you really? Or would you catch even harder? That made Jungkook flinch, just barely. Taeyong stood, brushing imaginary dust from his pant, walking slow past Jungkook, but not without brushing their shoulder, just enough to leave a mark of his scent. Taeyong over his shoulder. Let me know when you are ready to admit I make your clothes look better than you ever imagined. The shoot rapid, the crew buzzed, light timid, Rex rolled away. Jungkook walked down the hallway, step first, as if he could remove the chaos Taeyong had created inside him. He pushed open the door to one of the black dressing room, shutting it behind him with a sigh. Finally, he found silence. He leaned against the counter, staring at his reflection in the mirror. His collar was loose, hands hard, still racing like he had run a marathon. Jungkook muttering, just a model, nothing more. The door opened again. Taeyong, still half in saline outfit, shirt open, just enough to reveal the line of skin, boots echoing softly on the floor. Taeyong, you always run away that fast after shoot. Jungkook firmly, you are not supposed to be here. Taeyong, and 8, I am here. He didn't wait for permission. He stepped in, closing the door gently behind him and leaning against it, blocking the only exit. Taeyong softly, you have got a real problem, you know. Jungkook did one. Which one? Taeyong walking closer. You dress people like God, but you hate when someone actually wear it like the R1. Jungkook turned it around cold, but Taeyong was already closing the space between them, slow and confident. Jungkook, you are cocky. Taeyong smiling. No, I'm just right. He stepped a foot away from Jungkook, eyes glistening with something unreadable. Tell me the truth. Did I make your clothes look better than you imagined? Jungkook stays silent. Taeyong took another step forward, so close their breaths almost touched. Because if I did, you owe me a thank you. Jungkook gritted his teeth. This isn't game, Taeyong whispers. Then stop playing. His finger gently brushed Jungkook's lips, just a ghost of a touch, but it lit Jungkook now like fire. Do you want me to stop, Jungkook? Long silence. Then Jungkook took a step back. Get changed. Your job is done. Taeyong shook less as he turned to go. We both know it's just the beginning. He left without looking back, the scent of his colleague lingering behind, and Jungkook, he stood there frozen, knuckles white, jaw clenched, because he didn't know how to win a game he was already losing. Was mid-sentence in a taste meeting with his designer team, surrounded by sketches, fabric sample, and black coffee. Jungkook. No read, no sequence. Celine doesn't beg for attention. The room went silent as the door suddenly swung open and Dong walked in unannounced, unbothered, unbelievably stunning in a silk shirt, combat boots, sunglasses on, and a smirk. Jungkook coldly, "Who let him in?" Assistant Minjun nervously. He said he didn't need an appointment. Dong removing sunglasses. "Because I don't. I'm your model, remember?" To the team. "Hi, don't mind me. Just here our little fitting." Everyone in the room exchanged a look. Jungkook pocketed his inner cheek. "This is a closet meeting." Dong grinning. "Then close it around me." He walked over to the sample rack like it was his personal clothes, running his finger through the fabric while humming, "Oh, this silk, tempting. But see, I think I need someone sinful to wear it properly." He turned it to look directly at Jungkook. "Lucky you, I'm free today." The team was froze, unsure whether to laugh, run, or appeal. Jungkook stood up, voice dangerously low. "Everyone out now." The room emptied in rush, but Dong didn't flinch. He sat on the edge of Jungkook's desk, one leg crossed over other and resting beside him. "I thought you would be happy seeing me. After all, you couldn't take your eyes off me that day." Jungkook, eyes cold. "Don't flatter yourself. I was studying the cloth, not the body in it." Dong, funny. "I don't hear you complain when that body sold your campaign." A long pause. Their eyes locked. The tension grew thick like velvet. Then Dong stood and walked around the desk, slowly, and stopped just behind Jungkook. Dong whispering, voice brushing his ear, "If you really want me gone, stop looking at me like you want to run me." Jungkook barely breathing. "I am not looking at you." Dong, "Then why is your heartbeat faster than it was 5 seconds ago?" Jungkook turned sharply, but Dong had already stepped back. Dong, "Schedule my next fitting, or don't. Either way, I will show up." And with that, he walked out, the echo of his boots haunting the office like a curse Jungkook couldn't break. Jungkook sat at the head of a long exclusive table, surrounded by marketing head and digital team. The room buzzed with nervous energy. Laptop open, phone vibrating non-stop, assistant rushing in and out. Assistant Minjun panting as he entered. "They are gone." Jungkook calmly flipping the page. "What is?" Minjun, "Everything. The boots, the mesh shirt, the chain, jacket, every single piece down over in the campaign shirt is sold out in under 1 minute." The marketing head nodded furiously. Marketing lead, "Traffic crashed the website. Sai with is trending in over 30 countries. We are being called the Church of Dong on Twitter." Jungkook sharply, "This is a cloth campaign, not a cult." Minjun, grinning nervously, "Well, the cult seems to be buying a lot of clothes." He slid the tablet across the table. Jungkook glanced down and froze. Dong campaign shoot photos were everywhere. Magazine covers, billboard, social media, memes, and trust tweets. Dong longing in a leather shirt, lips parted, eyes burning with confidence. The caption, "Celine didn't wear Dong. Dong wore Celine." Fashion blog headline read, "The new face of Celine, more like a new god of fashion. Kim Dong, the man who sold out Celine in 60 seconds." John Jungkook smoothes, just because his biggest asset. Jungkook sat back slowly, brows furrowed, eyes still on the screen. His fingers tapped once on the desk. He said it would cause havoc. Mentioned carefully, and he was right. Silence. Then Jungkook stood up, walked to the large glass window of the conference room. The Seoul skyline glowed below, and a massive digital billboard flashed across the city. Dong in all his Celine glory, gazing down at the world like he owned it. Marketing lead, Orders are floating in for rest stock. Paris headquarters wants to fly you and Dong out next week to launch the European showcase. They are calling it Disneyland Renaissance. Jungkook couldn't tear his eyes away from Dong's face on the screen. He is not just wearing the brand, he is the brand now. Mentioned. So, should I confirm the Paris trip? Long pass. Jungkook coldly. Book the jet. The jet cabin was luxury, white leather seat, gold detail, champagne on side. Everything screamed class, except of the energy between the two men on board. Jungkook sat like a stone near the window, dressed in a sleek black turtleneck and tourist trouser. One airport in, pretending to be absorbed in the tablet. Across from him, sprawled like a royalty, was Kim Dong, sunglasses on, legs crossed, wearing a cream-stained shirt, unbuttoned, just low enough to annoy Jungkook. A smirk played on his lip as he sipped champagne and watched Jungkook, not watching him. Dong, comfortable? Jungkook, not looking up. Don't talk. Smirking. Jet lag already? Or is it just me getting under your skin? Jungkook turned it to him slowly, lowering the tablet. I have flown with supermodels, celebrities, billionaires. None of them talk as much as you. Dong, none of them look at this good in your cloth either. Jungkook rolled his eyes and leaned back, but Dong wasn't done. He stood, walked over and sat in the seat directly beside Jungkook, even though the entire cabin was empty. Dong, don't worry, I will be quiet now. He leaned closer. But you know what I have been thinking about? Jungkook, tensing. I don't want to know. Dong, ignoring him. The moment on the set, when I was lying on the floor and you were watching like you wanted to devour me. Jungkook turned his head sharply. You are imagining things. Dong whispering. No, I'm just remembering them better than you want me to. You know what I saw in your eyes? Jungkook looked away, shaking his head. Still, Dong continued. He leaned closer to whisper. I saw hunger. Jungkook had froze midway. He looked in distance. There was a heavy silence. The hum of the jet, the click of the ice in the glass. Jungkook exhaled slowly and picked up his tablet again, trying to hide the redness crawling up his neck. Dong leaned back into the seat, head tilted toward the ceiling, lips curled in a small smile. By the time we land in Paris, you will have to face it. Jungkook, face what? Dong, what, you didn't just book me for a campaign? His eyes turned mid Jungkook's again, slow and burning. Dong, low, deliberate. You booked me because I make you feel something you don't know how to control. Jungkook didn't respond, didn't move, didn't breathe, and Dong, he sank in his seat and closed his eyes, saying nothing else, but he knew he caused havoc, so did Jungkook. Hotel Plaza Athene, Paris. Evening, the hotel was glowing, cold in Paris. Paparazzi were scattered outside, flashes going off, fans whispering excitedly as Jungkook and Dong stepped out of their car, one behind the other. No one spoken, but every eye on them inside the hotel. The air was cool. The receptionist smiled professionally as Jungkook approached the desk. Receptionist, Mr. Sean, welcome to Paris. Your suit is ready. Jungkook, thank you. And Mr. Kim Dong? Receptionist hesitated. Monsieur, there seems to be a small mix-up. The reservation shows only one suit under your name. Is the Imperial signature very large? 2 balconies, full city view, private lounge, but only one bed. Jungkook booked his energy. I book it too. Dong stepping in beside him. Relax, Jungkookie. I don't bite. He turned to the receptionist with a charming smile. We will take it. Before Jungkook could object, the bellboy was already guiding them toward the private elevator. The door opened to reveal their dream floor-to-ceiling window with view of Eiffel Tower glowing under the night sky. Crystal candle and a velvet armchair, marble bathroom, a white cart, and right in the center, one king-size bed, crisp, white, and criminal. Jungkook walked in slowly, eyes scanning the room like it personally offended him. I will sleep on the sofa. Dog walking past him. Don't flatter yourself. I don't planning to seduce you in this sleep. He flopped dramatically onto the bed, arms spread out like a cat claiming its territory. But if I was, this bed would be perfect. Jungkook turned away, rolling his suitcase into the corner with a little more force than necessary. Dong picked at him, the smirk never fading. Dong, you are cute, but when you are tense, all cold, I bet you were like this as a kid, coloring with full focus, but crying when the other kid borrow your crayons. Jungkook, I don't have time for your games. Dong softly, then stop playing. The word hit harder than they should have. Jungkook stood still for a moment, then walked toward the balcony, sliding the doors open to let in the night air. Behind him, Dong whispered under his breath, let's see how long you last in the room with me. At dinner, Jungkook stood by the window, arms crossed, staring out of the Eiffel Tower like it had personally done something to him. He heard the faint voice of bathroom door. He turned and froze. Dong stepped out slowly, barefoot, his hair falling onto his eyes. Towel dried lazily. He wore a loose cream-colored silk shirt, unbuttoned it all the way down, and black satin shorts that hung low on his hip. The shirt swaayed as he walked, open, bare-chested, careless. Jungkook breath caught half a second, just long enough for Dong to notice. Dong smirking casually. You like it? Silence leave your line. I modeled it once. They didn't release this color though. He reached for the wine water on the cart and poured himself a glass. Want one? Jungkook coldly. I don't drink with models. Dong, walking closer. But I am not just a model anymore, remember? I am your havoc. He handed the glass to Jungkook anyway, fingers brushing. Jungkook stares at it for a moment, then took it. Their fingers lingered too long. Jungkook pulled it away first. Dong sipping. So, what are you going to do now? Paris is watching. The band is booming. And you are stuck in a suit with me. With the man who just made your cold little empire look alive. Jungkook turned to him sharply. You think you made it alive? Dong stepping closer. I know I did, because you haven't stopped looking at me since the moment I walked into that studio. He was standing so close. The wine in Jungkook's glass trembled from the crepe. Do you hate it, or does it scare you that you want it? Jungkook's throat tightened. He looked away, but Dong didn't move. Dong whispered, tell me to back off. Say it, and I will. Jungkook didn't speak, couldn't. Their breath mingled the silence, but Jungkook didn't tell him to stop. Dong smiled just slightly and leaned in, not to kiss, but to brush his lips beside Jungkook's ear as he whispered, Dong, you are already mine. You just haven't admitted it yet. And just like that, he walked away again, back to the bed, pulling the sheet over himself, leaving Jungkook stunned, burning, and completely undone. Jungkook hadn't slept much. He had to sit and turn it on the velvet sofa, hunted by Dong's silk shirt, those whispered words, and the way his breath had tickled his ear. Now, silence. Jungkook stood, stretching the tension from his shoulder. He turned toward the bed and stopped. Dong was still asleep. The blanket had slipped down on his waist, one bare shoulder exposed. His hair was messy, lips slightly parted, breathing soft and deep. One arm was curled over the head, the other resting over his stomach, and and that damn set shut, fallen completely open, smooth skin, collarbone, and the softest tint of his chest, rising and falling. Shako stared. He didn't mean to, he hated that he was still looking. But he was, and something in his chest tightened, something he couldn't name. Tongue murmuring his sleep. Chungkook. Shit. Chungkook's eyes widened as soon as he heard Tongue mourning his name in the sleep. What should he do now? He was in critical condition.